Trevor will have more time to discuss with you.
Absolutely. Do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So Trevor, the what I want to go for is invent a new type of content that is shareable. So it if you remember in March when the Ghibli animation style generations went became something that people would just organically reshare. That's the goal. Um, to arrive at this new type of content. And the way I went about it was I first tried to market verticals, web developers, then one-man shop. But now I'm like, um, uh, I focus locked in on Gen Z creators, people who identify as serious creators because like 65% of Gen Z like automatically consider themselves content creators. But there is this subcategory of them that I would call serious creators. That's like about 10 to 15% of them that allocate serious time and even spend on tooling on content creation. And they have like an active say YouTube page or Instagram page that they like on a schedule submit stuff to. So I conducted these experiments with these specific people. So there's this lady that is like a fashion design. There is this other gentleman that is makes music videos, and everyone in between. So like a hackathon pro and everyone. And there's also people that I follow myself. So like this is Lance Hedrick. He's like a creator in the coffee space and distinct insights that I extracted from the interviews and from observation of the spaces that everyone is very interested in this concept of experiments. So can I conduct an experiment? So for example, 1 out of 3 videos that, for example, Lance publishes is an experiment that he's doing. Like he himself is conducting an experiment in the video. Like what's the caffeine in this coffee with this recipe. So the current candidate that I have for a next thing to test as this new type of viral content essentially is to make experiment creation promptable. So someone like Lance can come in and within a few prompts can create a page that his follower base can replicate the experiment that he's going for. And then that data comes back to Lance. And also, it's just an interesting form of engagement for Lance. So that's the gist of it. I'll pause here for you to ask questions. Hello?
Yeah, so yep, I'm just reviewing it. Um, so is the idea that a creator is able to like turn their audience into remixers and they're able to turn their audience into somebody into like mobilize them to spread their content basically? Is that the idea? Or
So the idea is to give the creator a new type of content to publish. So they already do this. They already, like for example, on Instagram, they create these sliders that you can say yes or no or stuff like that. Think that's on a steroid as a new type of content for engagement. Yes.
okay. And how would you do you think that I think like is this a process that is one size fits all, or is this a process that is going to be different for every creator?
Mm, no, it's so I'm gonna give them the tool to create this slider on a steroid type of thing. And then the result of each session is they get a link with that artifact that they've prompted.
Okay. And so the problem that this solves is getting more reach. Is that correct? Like I'm looking at column 7 here.
Correct. So the most yes, like the number 2 problem that they have is reach and like hopefully virality through this new medium. Number 1 is how to create this slider plus plus in the first place.
Okay. And what's stopping people from doing this without it with like on their own, I guess. Um,
It's not. So that's the cool thing. They do with all the tools that they have at their disposal already expose this behavior. They run polls on their YouTube channels, on Twitter. They create sliders on Insta. This is just like taking that, giving it a designated medium type. As I said, my working prototype name for it is experiment, and then opening the so I want to create a cursor or windsurf for this creation of these experiments. That's as easy as interact with on a phone app, not like as hard as cursor and windsurf.
okay. And so it yeah, explain to me what the features benefits of that are. So I can just better understand the product.
Sure. So for me, as someone who follows these creators, say Lance Hedrick, the coffee person, I would be able to get a new medium that walks me through the content that I watch from Lance. So say just today I saw Lance cook a new recipe of espresso, but I need personalized advice to replicate as much as possible with the stuff that I have at home, that recipe. So this will be this link that Lance shares under his video. That's it's like for me something that holds my hand in uh, doing that thing that Lance is suggesting. So that's the benefit for me as the consumer of the creator's video. For the creator, it gives them first a new medium for engagement. Also, they can collect and someone like Lance can conduct that experiment on scale as opposed to just him doing an experiment in a video on his own. He can do it with the 300K followers that he has.
Okay. So is there a better example than cooking? Because I'm just wondering, um, if I watch a video on how to cook something,
Yeah.
I don't
So
necessarily need an interactive, uh, thing to go to help me do it. I just watch the video, right?
sure. So the six interview that I conducted with this lady Terme, she was specifically like a fashion YouTuber, and she said like, would I be able to prompt something that because in this video that I'm uploading today, I'm gonna walk people through a set of clothes that I will wear. Can I get them to try different things on themselves with this new experiment, or even like on a simpler version on me, like they can mix and match, and then I can collect the data of what interested them the most. So just that's just one from one of the interviews that came out.
Okay. I mean, it's a little hypothetical. So could you break it down a little bit more in terms of, um, you know, uh, uh, a real world example, I guess, in terms of, okay, so I'm, watching her videos and what is my goal? Do I want to um, make my own wardrobe? Do I
Yeah.
want to rate my own style? What am I trying to do?
So if you're watching Terma's video, you're very interested in the clothes that she will be wearing and showcasing today on the video. So Terma can cook up an experiment that you can try them on yourself, and then you can mix and match between things that happened in that exact video for yourself. And then for Terma, it will be interesting to see on a cumulative scale who tried what.
Okay, and how am I trying them on? I guess I'm clicking on the link and then
Yeah.
I'm
Then
just
Terma's already put in that link that different clothes, and you upload a picture, and then you just click invert them.
okay. And have you tried to do this specific thing with like using GPT?
It's
Have you seen if this actually like is useful, I guess, like done like a what we call
that's
a
that,
concierge experiment.
Yeah, that's exactly my actual question from you. If technologically, like for me to implement this is possible. Like giving Terme a prompt flow so she can do this and she can give her users that concierge experience. But now that we are at this step to build something for this user base and give them to try, I actually wanted your feedback. What do you think in the grand scheme of things? What's the best thing for me to build and give this set of users to capture the maximum possible data, validate the riskiest assumption?
Well, I mean, I think the riskiest assumption is that this solves a problem. Like just every idea. That's the first riskiest assumption. So this like kind of sounds cool on paper, but I'm just wondering if yeah, it's gonna play out like you imagined it. You know what I mean? So if I see a video and then they have like, you know, some fashion advice that um I'm not sure, like I would try it. I would click on the link and it's like sounds good in theory, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a use, if it's going to actually work. You know what I mean? So I upload a picture of myself. You know, am I going to be able to see if it actually uh, is it going to be able to change my behavior because the result I got was, you know, insightful or something that added a new added something new from what I didn't know previously for trying it out. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. So experiment would be try to come by one of these high profile like Lance, someone with like a meaningful number of follower base, and then see if they put in the link, how many of their followers will click.
No, I would say I would say because this is like a pretty baked idea, that the risk assumption is really in the execution of the service. So what you want to do is try it out yourself first. So like this role play, pretend like um pretend you're one of these YouTubers, and it's again the risk assumption is not that like a creator is gonna you know try this one time and make a prompt and use a prompt workflow to make a little mini app, let's say we call it. The risky assumption is that the mini app is going to be useful. So I think you get a good understanding of it yourself, like just by role playing and being like, okay, like uh, would I use this myself for shopping, like you said, or whatever the biggest use case is in your mind. Just try to make a little you know demo version of it and be like, okay, like if you can't get yourself to buy stuff, you know, and when you do this, like when you dog food it yourself and you're using it yourself like this, there's some risk that you're going to be, you know, looking at it with rose colored glasses and like you're going to be, you know, uh, 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 sort of like drunk on your own idea kind of thing. That's normal. But so if you can't pass your own standard, then for sure it's not going to pass other people's standards. Does that make sense? Because you're already looking at it from like, my baby's not ugly. My baby is the best baby ever born, you know, on earth, kind of thing. That's entrepreneurs. Majority of entrepreneurs, at least that I've met, you know. So like, yeah, like if you this isn't something that you would use to like do shopping, uh, because like there was like, you know, when I upload a photo myself, I'm not sure that it's gonna like be able to construct an image that like looks like me and uh I mean, it depends on how people shop too. So like, uh, you know, for men, they care mostly about how it fits, you know, and I think women care about different things when shopping. And You know, so anything about shopping, you're opening up another rabbit hole. So that's part of the problem with this.
Trevor, I
this-
think the hook there is something that I Kayvon already do, which is watching YouTube content of someone, right? Then this is, as you said, this is an extra activity, an extra ask, as well as watching that YouTube video that you've subscribed to. Would you also realistically do this thing that this link asks for? Is the question. Am I reading your feedback right?
The feedback is, yeah, is this going to be useful for the audience? Like, is this going to be better than the video? You know what I mean?
Complementary to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most likely people are not going to click it. They're just going to watch the video and then move on, right? Like, so, you know, and there might be certain examples of situations where this is more or less useful. So it could be, like you said, in fashion, this might be useful because you want to like try it on. But then again, like, is the execution of how the AI reads my picture and adapts it based on the items going to be of high quality enough to have any impact at all? And then if it does, you know, then there's a set of other questions. So like, just because we rule out one question or pass one test doesn't mean that there's like not others that follow. And you want to try to focus on the one that's most likely not going to work, and use the most basic question first, and then proceed from there. So for this one, I think it would be, yeah, do the users want or need this? Like, if you can show, remember, a two-sided marketplace, creators and audience, there's lions and deer. The deer is the audience, not the creator. The creator will use anything that creates value for the audience. Like, it doesn't matter and what it is. So that's what you want to prove or validate, is that that's the case. And then it'll be easier to get creators if it's useful. And then probably the next set of questions around it is like, is this defensible as a GPT wrapper or workflow? But that is not an important question until you've shown it's valuable.
That's perfect advice. Thank you so much, Trevor.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, let's reset the time. Thank you, Trevor, for that. Great job on the progress, Kayvon. I see Mike